That moment is pure consciousness. Today morning I was in dentist office. That is our topic today. It happens. What I said, it happens when we absorb and assimilate the knowledge. You are 100% right. This happens. As long as the mind identifies itself with the name and the form, the mind wants to get attached. When you are attached, you will be attacked. Every time you identify you are attached, you will be attacked. What is that attack? It is an emotional dependence, psychological dependence. Just before this session, I was explaining almost 40 years ago, first time I went to a native state of Bihar from the capital. So the houses were just made up of the clay, only the clay, soil. So you have a floor of the soil, you have the ceiling of the soil, you have the walls of the soil, you have the almirah, the shelf is made up of the soil. The walls are 2.5 feet wide. So my grandmother was doing something and she told me, why don't you bring some clay? Let me make a pot so that we can cook vegetables. But the mind, because of unconscious identification, in those days I was very young, so I could see only the house, the room. But fact is that a room is made up of the clay. If the clay is not there, the room is not there. And now the grandmother says, bring some clay. That dispassion is a cognitive ability. You can say it is a state of awareness. It is a state of awareness. As long as we identify with the name and the form, discernment is not complete and the dispassion will not result. But there is one thing, as you just said, that there was a treatment of the teeth, and then you find a state of dispassion. Understand that very clearly. Today's is our topic of dispassion. I'm just laying out the introductory introduction, and then we will go what our master says. Master says something very deep. So start our journey of dispassion from understanding the false in the real self. I have repeated hundreds of times, what appears and disappears means what is constantly changing is false. That is first. And what is unchanging is the ultimate reality is one consciousness. That false is superimposed on the consciousness. Superimposition. Like the mirage water is superimposed on the sand and the sunlight. So we have a false. Now, one thing more to understand. Perhaps I spoke before, but now the time has come to understand. every name in the form in this world that is considered superimposed on the real self, on the pure consciousness, is an intelligent operation of the consciousness to serve a particular purpose. I see you as an individual. So it means the body, breath, mind, intellect, and ego are put together intelligently to reflect you as an individual for some purpose in the world. Did I put my body and the breath together intelligently? I didn't know that. Did I put my body, breath, mind, intellect, and the thought process intelligently? No, I did not know it. Science may say anything, it doesn't make any difference. It does not make any. Look at this, can I become aware of the intelligent operation of this consciousness to serve a particular purpose? What that means? I treat myself as an individual for a specific purpose. I feel the pain, it is for a specific purpose. I have lot of money, that is also for a specific purpose that I don't recognize, and then I get into trouble. I get married and divorced, that too is a particular purpose, but I don't recognize. And what is that purpose? Is to evolve me consciously, to raise my level of awareness to reach to the ultimate consciousness. That is the only goal. That is the only goal this entire universe of change has. There is no other purpose. What purpose we solve? I have taken a revenge from you. You see that you don't love me? I left you. Example means car. Honey may be a car or a girl or a man or a woman. That is why with that reference I use it. So when I recognize in that awareness, this is for a particular purpose, and my all actions are not dictated by the ego. I'm not making it too complex. My all actions are nitya and nimitya karma. In that flow, I move my life. I find a rise in awareness, and I find the purpose of life. And that purpose of life to reach to the ultimate reality. So when I live into that state of awareness, that is known as dispassion. I need not to practice dispassion. So at a very lower level, we meet together and we fight. It's a lower level. And then we keep on reacting, blaming and complaining. It's a very lower level of awareness. I'm not putting how this entire universe put intelligently created an individual. I don't realize the purpose of my life. So when I don't realize, then I am attached. When I am attached, I am attacked. There is no discernment, so there is no viveka, so there is no vairagya. Think from the other perspective. A couple got married. We may give a reason. I met, I dated, then I became a soulmate. Why you dated only this man or a woman? It is the intelligent working. That is where the prarabdha, the past impression, comes. So we will talk about that. So dispassion is a state of the mind or the intellect where the word does not receive attention with reference to the name in the form. Well, because I don't receive any attention to the name in the form, so mind is not attending. Attention means mind is not attending with reference to the name in the form. Then what happens? You are already in a state of dispassion. And that is what happened with the teeth. Oh, let me go there, get a treatment. That is also an intelligent working. The science has intelligent working in the material world. We should accept it. We should not oppose. Oh, I'm a spiritual person. I'm not a scientific guy. You don't know anything. Knowledge is knowledge. Science has worked on the false reality, false self, intelligently. No, I'm a spiritual guy, then I will not go to a dentist. So you are crazy. You are crazy. In the universe, the dentist is present. Body has a problem. I should go. I should go. It has nothing to do with spirituality or materialism. As long as this false self remains, false self cannot be removed from the real. Where there is a false, there is a real self. Now see, I'm combining a lot of principles that will make it clear. I only see the clay house, but it is clay only. It is only a clay. But I see the clay house. The moment I see the clay house, it is a unit. The moment I see the unit, I get attached. How I get attached? I see the limitedness. When I say you are my friend and I'm your friend, so I have limited you and you have limited me in my head. So because of that limitation, what I have said, that we both are friends. So the mind says how we both are friends. So there are some likes and dislikes. What do you mean by likes and dislikes? I like you because you are doing what I feel you should be doing. So I limited you with the preferences of likes and dislikes. That is why the master says you should have a dispassion. Why? To break that limitedness. No, but ask yourself, why limitedness? The moment I am limited, my experience is insecurity, dissatisfaction. I'm limited. So mind says you are limited. So how you can become unlimited? Buy a luxury car. See that? So when I am buying a luxury car, it means I'm already experiencing a sense of limitedness. I will marry Miss Universe. I feel the limitedness. But why I should marry? Because I like. Why I like? Because I want a sense of freedom. You cannot get a sense of freedom by liking and disliking. You will continue to live in ignorance. So there is another way to look at it. The moment the mind looks at the things of the name in the form, I little go behind that, paying attention to a particular anything, and you will recognize that you are limiting yourself. By limiting yourself, you get attached, you will be attacked, and then the journey begins. So we lose that ignorance, we lose that knowledge of discernment, because the discernment results into dispassion, viveka results into vairagya. And if there is no discernment, if there is no viveka, there is no vairagya. What is that state? I will go to the Himalayas and then I leave the world. Come on, Himalayas is also a part of the world. How can you separate the two? So I create another limitation. That is what people do. I will leave you. Leave me. Universe is not leaving me. So whosoever is wise, wisdom is much. I told you the false self is an intelligent operation of the existence for a particular purpose. I don't recognize that purpose. My honey is abusing me. I should recognize their purpose. It is for the sake of endurance. It is for the sake of greater faith in the existence. So my mind says, I was running after due to attachment for the sake of peace and happiness, but now I have realized honey does not have a property of peace and happiness, so I am free. For a particular purpose, all my pains and problems and dualities and a conflict, they serve a purpose. Now, I should be doing, what is necessary in my personal professional life. So, what happens? You already start living in the state of dispassion because it has come from the viveka. I heard this couple, and she said, I still have a dream about my ex-husband. I said, why don't you get the business card printed that you had an ex-husband? You are still remembering. You have limited yourself. Ex-husband. Tell me, did that man changed when you are saying ex-husband? Or a few weeks before you are saying that he is my honey? What change has come? Except these thoughts, petty limitedness in your life? And then I asked that why you divorce? If you are still remembering, do you dare to talk to him again to get remarried? What is preventing? Ego. What is ego? Individuality. What is individuality? I have already limited myself. So what is the result of limitation? Insecurity, dissatisfaction, unhappiness, frustration, failure. Why? Only one thing. I am paying an attention to an individual of the name and the form which is preventing me to live in the state of dispassion. Do you see that? Oh, that is preventing me. I have a good house. Appreciate that. Use your intellect to have a good, better, intelligent way of building the house. Do this. But don't get attached. Why you don't get attached? Because what appears will disappear. In the state of dispassion, the mind is not at all worried about anything going wrong, or absent. Dispassion is that state. Dispassion is a state the way the mouse lives. Only difference is that mouse does not have a consciousness. All living species are living in dispassion. Why? How can you say? They don't have I-ness. Lion does not say, "Look at me, I am the king of the forest, I am going to kill you, are you running?" They are impulsive in nature, they don't have an I-ness. When we are totally impulsive, I-ness is not there. When we are impulsive, the big I is there. Animals do not have that I-ness. Impulsive. They don't repent. They don't say sorry. Lion kills me and then, no, I just killed you without any reason. Belly is full. They don't have. They just kill and finish. We kill, we fight, we react, we get angry, we get upset because of that I and impulsive. Lack of dispassion. Lack of dispassion. Why lack of dispassion? Because I don't think. Why I don't think? There is no discernment. But why there is no discernment or viveka? Because I'm getting carried away by the strong likes and dislikes, creating an individuality. From individuality, I have limited myself. I have limited my. Why don't you understand? Let him or her do not understand. What difference it makes? That's what I've been speaking for the last so many years. People do not understand. There is a girl from your country recently, last week. I told you, Tantra books. You told about me to the entire group, and I am hurt. So from today, I am not attending your lesson. You're most welcome. Means what? I will not be wise. I will remain attached to what I do. So I'm limited. So why should I confine myself as a limited being? Oh, please attend. Come on. I'm. No, I even wrote, I'm extremely sorry. From today, I will not attend your session, but I will attend to attachment. I will attend to being limited. Don't attend my session, but don't be limited. So you see, I'm opening up the topic of the dispassion from different perspective, from the ideas of sense of now see the what happens, why the dispassion is not achieved, and it is so simple. Think that I feel myself limited. I want to be unlimited. The mind has a desire. Mind first accepted I am limited. I want to be unlimited. In order to be unlimited, I have to make an effort to achieve recognition, lot of wealth, etc., etc. Long list. Maybe I will do the plastic surgery. Long list. Long list of being, feeling unlimited, sense of individuality with the name and the form, that is the false self. I don't realize and I want to be unlimited. I want to enjoy the freedom. I become Miss Universe to enjoy that freedom. Next year, what happens? I do not remain Miss Universe. So, from the small desire to the biggest desire, where the mind is paying attention, it is paying the attention on the name and the form. And as long as it continues to pay attention to the name and the form, that is the point we miss. That is the awareness we miss in our day to day life. And that sense of limitedness, that sense of individuality with the name and the form associated with lot of attributes creates an ego, and ego destroys dispassion and discernment. We live our life consciously. You wake up in the morning, it's a good morning, you have created a limitedness. But in expression, we will definitely say good morning. In expression, but internally, I'm aware. Every day is a good morning. I had a pain in my teeth. It is because the teeth should not have a serious problem. Hence, I need to rush to a doctor to get the best treatment. It is the treatment. It is the dispassion. But when the mind says, I'm limited, I already claim that I'm limited and I want to fight with you, I lose dispassion, I lose this. Why? Ego. Ego destroys dispassion. Another way, then what it means? Dispassion means that you are not bound. There is no binding with reference to anything of the name and the form. No binding. With an individual, with a human being, with a living species, with my house, with my. It doesn't mean that I don't care. Intelligent operation must continue. There is another definition of dispassion. How can we define? Dispassion is a sense of freedom from the mental pressure caused by an intellectual error. Dispassion is a sense of freedom from the mental pressure, from the mental bondage, from the mental clinging caused by the intellect already decided in favor of a wrong perception. Let me redefine it. I see you. My intellect has already created an image about you. So I have to work based on that image. So mind has to express. So mind has to express with that intellectual image. So mind always lives with that mental pressure. So I lose the dispassion. My master used to say, take the world lightly. Take the world lightly. Lightly. World of name and the form. Take it lightly. Today you fail, tomorrow you will succeed. That is the way of the world. If you are working intelligently, obviously tomorrow you will succeed. How many times you failed? 10 times. It has built your endurance. Make sure that 11th time you must succeed. Why? You cannot change the changing world. You cannot make it still. You cannot make it steady. You cannot make it permanent. You cannot make the mind of your honey permanent he or she will say constantly that I love you too much. Not possible. They have recognized your attitude, your behavior, which she or he doesn't like. So obviously there will be a difference. Accept it. Thank you. Attention first. Attention on the name and the form first. Then, second point, the knowledge in the intellect with reference to the name and the form. It has always to be with reference to likes and dislikes. So intellect has made a wrong decision already. So the first is attention. Intellect means knowledge of likes and dislikes. Two. What is the third point? Okay. Worry. Because there is a likes and dislikes, so there is always a worry. What is the fourth point? Now I indulge into it. Don't you think, I have given you everything and you are treating me like this? Worry. Even the Bill Gates had worries. That's why he said, I love what to talk of us. He provided everything. But with reference to the wrong knowledge of likes and dislikes. So that is why that statement came. I lived loveless life for 27 years. Attention, intellect, wrong interpretation. So I will communicate with you with a sense of worry only because I have a wrong interpretation. So when there is a worry, what is going to happen? In the moment of worry, anxiety, my mind has to indulge. I lose dispassion. Do you see that? See. We need to understand we cannot get rid of by any practice. You do 100 pranayama, you do 2 million mantras. Knowledge is required. When I'm saying Shantoham, I'm really settled. I cannot be settled without dispassion. Why? The worry will continue. Why the worry will continue? The intellect will continue to continuously running on likes and dislikes. I'm still paying attention to anything of the name and the form. Shantoham. I say, honey, calm down. Honey is more angry. That is an object. My mind is obsessed with that object, that person. Shantoham, no, Shantoham inside to my mind. Shantoham not to that any girl or a boy outside. Are you getting it? I cannot do it. I cannot change your nature unless you are ready to change. It means, my mind is totally obsessed with the mouse, and I say Shantoham, and my dream is that this mouse should become the monitor. How it is possible? Not possible. Don't do that. Lack of dispassion. I have to constantly reflect on it. The more you reflect, what happens when you reflect on it? The intellect that has created a wrong notion of the likes and dislikes will change. When it will change, it will dictate, it will take over the mind. Then the mind will not pay attention. When the mind will not pay attention, then you are free. You are not worried about anything in the world. Thoughts are still coming. You are not worried about it. Why? Because now the intellect has learned not to project. So when there is no projection, you are not living in a delusion. Now, reverse. It is the same thing, but to make you clear in understanding, then only we can go deeper into studying this master. Lack of dispassion and lack of viveka and vairagya in the mind demands attention. Mind demands attention is one thing. Mind demands attention by thinking, and those thoughts belong to the wrong perception. Otherwise, there is no reason, my friend, that my mind should wander. There is no reason why my mind should wander if I don't pay any attention to the world of name and form. Why the mind will wander? Why the mind will have unwanted, unwelcome thoughts? It may happen because of the previous sanskara, the prarabdha. That issue we will take up later. But there is no reason. So lack of viveka and vairagya means mind is constantly demanding attention from whom? What the intellect has already decided based on the likes and dislikes. I bought a new car, I go out and look all around the neighbors. Why? Because I think that the car is paying attention to me, so my neighbors should also pay attention to me. What a crazy stuff. It happens. It is happening. I put on a new shirt and then I say, okay. At least someone should say that, please appreciate me. I demand attention. My mind is totally, because of the intellect, because of the error in perception, my intellect has passed on the information to the mind, and I am in front of the honey. Why she is not talking to me? Why should anybody talk to me? Why you are demanding an attention? Oh, she's not talking to me. It means, she is angry over me. How dare she can be angry over me? Are you getting it? It happened to everyone. It happens to everyone. We have to become aware. Oh, mind is looking all around. Why I'm seeking an attention. Mind is looking all around to see the beauty of this creation. Two options are there. I'm still looking the same word. There's an awareness. What a beautiful world this God or existence is created with the different names in the forms which is appearing and disappearing. Opposite of Viveka and Vairagya demands attention, then it demands, because it becomes a sense of habit in our life. It becomes a sense of, you can say, addiction. And that is where the impulsive mind says that now I will teach you. And then we are worried all the time. We keep on thinking too much. If I don't get the money, throw it out if I don't get the money. I exist. I have enough to feed myself. So I become aware. First, I move into the state of dispassion and then I start working on it. Just an awareness. I recognize you, I recognize computer, I recognize monitor. Recognition has no problem. Distortion is a problem. I kept the two web cameras. First web camera was not working. My mind was saying, this mind will always work with the likes and dislikes. My mind was saying that why didn't you work with the other camera which is working fine? No, I have to solve this problem. So my attention was there and I recognized that there is a possibility that USB-C port is not fixed correctly. So I removed it, fixed it again. I removed it, fixed it again. It's working fine. So mind creates a good story. Now you have to buy another camera. Which one is the best camera? In the state of dispassion, my intellect said, do you think that is there a camera which will never go wrong? Are you getting it? You contemplate and reflect. Are you getting it? There is no camera which cannot go wrong. So that wrong is a perception in my intellect. Let me check it, fix it, correct it. If it is not fixed and corrected, then we will go for someone else. And even then, the mind put the second camera over it to be ready because it has a sense of insecurity if I'm not able to give you a lesson. Well, if I'm not able to give you a lesson, then what? You will understand, I will also understand. I'm telling you that from a small baby step to the greater business decisions, this intellect lacks that dispassion, and that is why we suffer. Very small. This is such a small step. You take it for granted. Okay, he is not able to give a lesson today, so it's okay, and I will also. But no, mind keeps on thinking unnecessarily. Honey doesn't talk to you today, and the whole day your mind is thinking unnecessarily. Today you did not succeed in the project, and your mind keeps on thinking unnecessarily. Lack of viveka and vairagya. Do you see that lack of viveka and vairagya? When we are in depression, our in the state of depression, depression has two sons. One is ignorance and other is delusion. And the love also has two sons. One is the knowledge and other is dispassion. I'm making it so that you will remember depression. Depression has two sons. It just came to my mind, so I'm writing for teaching others. And depression has two sons. One is the delusion and other is the wrong knowledge, error of perception, whatever you say. And dispassion is one son of love. Because now you are in the mode of giving. You're not in the mode of taking. Taking is attachment. Taking starts from the likes and dislikes. Plus knowledge, awareness of the real self. You have not realized, but you have an awareness that real self alone is true. This name and form is not true. But there is a sense of dispassion about the name and the form, so the knowledge says give whatever the best you can give. That love is unconditional. We have been talking of unconditional love, etc., etc., because attachment cannot be unconditional. So we become unconditional when there is a dispassion. And dispassion, you cannot have a dispassion without the knowledge. That knowledge comes from Viveka. And everything is happening in the mind. Mind says, my master used to say, I told you many a times, my mind used to say in Hindi, first I will speak in Hindi and then I will translate. Mast Ram Masti Mein Aag Lage Basti Mein. So the translation of the first line would be that I'm totally carefree, careless, enjoying my life. Let the world go to hell. That is the second line. It is a rough translation, but meaning is that I am already absorbed into peace and happiness. But the same mind perceives the problems and the suffering outside. Let this world created by the mind go to hell. Knowledge and dispassion. So you can say the dispassion, if it is the son, the father of the dispassion is love. Or you can say father is the love, or mother is the love, or the father is the knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of real self. What is the knowledge of the real self? Nothing that appears as a name in the form in the world. I gave an example of clay house. There is no clay house, there is only clay. Your house, my house. Okay, your house is a beautiful house, yes. Okay, let me come to your house and take the space out of your house. Keep your house, let me take the space. Let me take the space. Let me take the consciousness from you and you live with your body, breath, mind, intellect, and you. Live with it. So, where is the error of perception? Where I miss the dispassion and discernment? Check it. Then you will see how important is Viveka and Vairagya in our life. You say with a particular name, with a recognition in the society, with a lot of degrees and certificates. I said, keep everything. Let me take consciousness out of you. You live with everything. How can you live? How can you live? The mind, instead of paying attention to the real self or the consciousness, it is paying attention to that is constantly changing. How it is possible not to live in stress, not to live in delusion? How it is possible not to fight? How it is possible not to be angry and reacting? There is no chance. I cannot do it. Not possible. So I stopped saying that you are my friend. No, now I am saying you are my friend. I am expressing the real self. I am expressing that real self because everywhere is the real self. Every God is my God. Every temple is my temple. You see that? Two sons of love, knowledge and dispassion. So if the knowledge and dispassion is not working behind, and we say, I love you. No, you don't love me, you hate me. Today you love me, and tomorrow you are going to hate me. I know that. I know that. In that state of dispassion, I see you, and I see you as real self. Where is the attachment? Because name and the form is required to get attached, to have a strong likes and dislikes. But it is one consciousness. Attachment means emotional dependence. The moment we have a sense of emotional dependence, I am attached, I will be attacked sooner or later. Why? Dependence causes the expectation. So I don't pay attention to you. Even by paying attention to you, my mind is constantly working inside. Oh, you did not do namaste to me today. Oh, my focus is here with the wrong observation. Take that example and apply that example to the people, the employees, and everywhere in the world. So that is the first part, the knowledge. What happens? The dispassion maintains the calmness and the joy and the peace and the carelessness about the world outside. When? All the time. In what situation? In all the situations. In what relationship? In all the relationships. The honey comes and complains, you did not take me to the vacation. You are right, you are right. I did not take it. I was totally absorbed. So where you want to go? Your topic changes. You become your mind gives you that wisdom. That wisdom flows out. You are 100% right. You have a right to complain. But if attachment forces, now you see that attachment forces you to be cheerful, this passion keeps you cheerful all the time. Attachment, emotional dependence, lack of dispassion forces you to be cheerful. In dispassion, you are always cheerful. What it takes, my life. Oh, I had a pain today. Thank you, God. Thank you, existence. You are teaching me something. I'll go to the dentist and get it done. Thank you. The world is taken lightly. Only then the awakening can take place. Otherwise, we are hypocrite all the time. Lack of dispassion means hypocrisy. What I think I am and what I express I am is two different things. Honey, no, 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 you are right. I will definitely take you to a vacation. Let us go for a dinner today. So you feel that you have manipulated. No, you have manipulated your mind. Yesterday we were in the market. So he was saying that, this shirt is very good. I said, I already have 5 shirts. I already have 5. Do you want to throw all the shirt? Then I will buy it. I'll not buy it. It doesn't mean that you should not have. But my purchasing, my buying is based on lack of dispassion. That I cannot accept. See from the other perspective. When the love, knowledge, discernment, dispassion are absent, three diseases takes over us. Krishna says, Krishna explains to Arjuna, first disease is raga. Raga means attachment, detachment. Second disease we say suffering. But no. I did not understand. How you relate attachment and detachment leads to second disease that you say suffering. Think of it. Contemplate and reflect. In every attachment, in every detachment, I have an expectation. My mind is limited, feeling insecure of an outcome. It is unpredictable outcome. So I have a fear, I have a sense of insecurity, I have a dissatisfaction. No, but you meet me, my expectation. How you meet me expectation? When I approached you, you hugged me and you said that I love you. And when you leave me, I was thinking whether he really loved me or not. I can tell you that this is what the mind does to us. Unpredictable outcome. I don't believe that you really hugged me. You really, no. There is some manipulation here. That sense of insecurity, that sense of unlimitedness remains there. My goodness. My goodness. This. So that is why the first disease, raga, dvesha. Second disease is the shoka. Shoka means suffering and struggle. So because so I don't, you did not meet my expectations. So second time I will do something more. My mind is constantly thinking. So this is the second disease. So what is the third disease? That creates a delusion. That creates a mithya. So now I am obsessed with paying more attention to you to get more satisfied. Satisfaction doesn't. So you see, there is a continuity in a circle. This is what the Buddha says samsara is. When the Buddha says world is suffering, so who moves that? Samsara means a wheel. Wheel means that there is a constant movement. So what moves my life? These three diseases moves my life. That is the word is samsara. I'm constantly moving. No, I have a lot of work to do today. I am very busy today. So in a group session, I always say that how many times you felt you are fully busy last week? And then everyone has a smile on their face. They say, okay, you're catching me. But sometimes people come openly that, yes, I felt that I was fully busy, and then I recognized, and then the mind became so light, and I became totally free. Fully busy means that I take the world seriously, but world is suffering. Sansara is suffering. This is what the first of the four noble truths. Raga, Dvesha. Raga, Dvesha, one category, one disease, unpredictable. Unpredictable because I am attached. Why I am attached? Because there is a sense of emotional dependence. But why there is an emotional dependence? Because I have a lot of expectations, and everything is unpredictable in the world. Everything is changing constantly. Who knows? Her honey says, enough is enough with you. Why you loved me so much, that's why I'm leaving you. But that is attachment. Who knows what is going to happen? The same thing happened with the Jeff Bezos also, the Amazon owner. So he was in love with some other her girlfriend, and her wife caught, and then they divorced. But the best part is that Jeff Bezos' wife got something about 20-25 billion dollars. So now the Bejos found another way to hide his, his lack of dispassion. Recently, he purchased a yacht, the costliest yacht, and there he is spending time on vacation. Vacation means you have to vacate the mind. You are filling up the mind. Come on, you're talking to me. The vacation means vacate the mind. You are filling the mind. So this syndrome continues directly, minutely, and then we fall into a lack of dispassion. And that lack of dispassion causes lot of challenges. We will understand this dispassion. Now we have done what we have done. We have done discernment, viveka. We have done vairagya. So we will pick up all the fourfold practices together.